The Marvel world never stops. And the latest controversies and leaks have been surreal, and you need to know everything. Let's go! News number 1. For how long? Robert Downey Jr. Will it be Doctor Doom in Marvel? Is the actor going to stick around after Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars? News number 2. Speaking of Avengers, Doomsday, extremely serious leaks have occurred, exposing Marvel's secrets and the plots of the upcoming Avengers movies. I confess that the hype has really increased. Will Marvel go back to being what it was before? News number 3, another controversy. Pedro Pascal out of the Fantastic Four? Why is the actor being so cancelled by the fan base? Comment down below which news caught your attention the most. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and like this video because you trust our content. It helps a lot. And if it's your first time here, watch a bit of the video. And if you like it, if it adds value for you, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the like button without further ado. Let's get to the video.
Hi. It's me, Robert Downey Jr. Yes, the guy you saw flying in an iron suit and, let's be honest, with more bank accounts than sense of humility. Now, hold on to this. I'm here to share a bombshell news about myself. And no, it's not that I've come back from the dead to ask for a raise. It's something even more epic. My future in Marvel as Doctor Doom. That's right. I died as a hero, and now I'm coming back as a villain. If that's not a career upgrade, I don't know what is. Some say I'll go as far as Secret Wars, then I'll say goodbye and exit the stage. Others swear my contract has room for a few more appearances. The truth, I'll give more details in a bit. Let's get to the facts. After Doomsday and Secret Wars, there's a chance of a reboot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This means that Doctor Doom could continue, maybe with me. Or, who knows, with another actor. Imagine another face under the mask. Hard, right? Even I get thoughtful. Now think with me, keeping an actor who already played Tony Stark, now as one of Marvel's greatest villains, isn't that a bold move? I bet the marketing team was torn between genius and are you sure about this? But between us, if it was meant to be bold, I'm the guy, right? Oh, and there's that annoying detail. The cost, I won't lie, keeping Robert Downey Jr. in the cast, it's not exactly a bargain. But let's agree, who needs special effects when you have this natural charm? Jokes aside, this might weigh on the decision to keep me longer. There's also the possibility of Doctor Doom appearing in other movies, maybe in post-credit scenes. After all, who doesn't love a good suspense? I myself love to leave everyone in suspense. You might see me in Thunderbolts or even in Fantastic Four. Can you imagine? Now let's go to the arguments for me to continue in the role. First, Doctor Doom is an iconic villain with potential to be explored for years. It would be a waste to introduce the character with such impact and then simply discard him. Moreover, my presence in the MCU attracts attention and keeps the audience's interest. After all, who doesn't want to see how far this villain can go? On the other hand, keeping an expensive actor with a busy schedule like me can be complicated for the studio. The high cost and the need to constantly renew contracts can weigh on the balance. Not to mention that the MCU is always renewing itself, and giving space to new talents can be an interesting strategy. Perhaps after Secret Wars, it might be the right time for a new face to take on the mantle of Doctor Doom and, of course, Iron Man. If Marvel decides to change the actor, it might feel strange. Like when you go to your favorite restaurant and realize they've changed the seasoning. It gives a weird feeling, right? Would the audience accept this change well? The question remains. The most interesting thing is that regardless of what happens, Doctor Doom has the potential to be a lasting villain. I'm not just a pretty face, I'm also a constant threat. In a good way, of course. Now tell me, do you think I should continue as Doctor Doom after Secret Wars? Or is it time to hang up the cape and let someone else take over? Leave your comment and who knows, I might respond myself. After all, who better to talk about Robert Downey Jr. than Robert Downey Jr. himself? Also, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. If there's anything I like more than subjugating entire reality, it's when Marvel tries to keep secrets about something and fails spectacularly. Well, concept art of the Avengers, Doomsday, and of course, the internet went wild. Who leaked it? An artist named Mush Rizvi, who is probably already exiled in another dimension. Because after this, I doubt Marvel will hire him again. The images disappeared quickly, but by that point, they were already spread everywhere. And look, they're not just anything. They might have revealed what's to come in the MCU. Now the question is, what exactly do these images reveal? Well, hold on tight, because here comes the good stuff. And before I continue, let me take a moment to do what every YouTuber does, and that I personally can't stand: asking for likes and subscriptions. Yeah, I know, it's annoying. I don't like to do this either. But if I don't ask, you're just going to leave here without doing anything and go on with your life as if nothing happened. So, since we're here, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you don't do it, I swear I'm going to find a way to cross the screen and put you in a time loop until you change your mind. Getting back to the topic, one of the most talked about images, it's the one of Victor von Doomsday, meaning me, sitting on my throne with Stephen Strange by my side. Nothing new so far. But another piece of art brings an interesting detail: a certain prisoner chained up. And not just anyone, but yes, Reed Richards. If this is in Marvel's plans, it's a clear indication that the story of the Secret Wars will be present sooner than we thought. Reed and I have a legendary rivalry in the comic, and in the original arc, he was the one responsible for ending my glorious reign. You have no idea how much this irritates me, and it doesn't stop there. In another image, Susan Storm and Franklin Richards appear. If Marvel follows the story from the comic, Susan will believe she has always been my wife and Franklin, my heir. You know when you think you're in control, but it's all just a big lie? Yeah, that's going to cause some trouble. And to make matters worse, there's the AVT, which could be the starting point for the creation of the world. Warlike, taking advantage of that void that appeared in Loki. If this is true, it means that the MCU has been planting this idea for a while without us noticing. Now, a part that deserves attention is Greenland, a land ruled by Hulk, including Maestro. In the comics, Maestro was the great king of Greenland, and even conspired against me to take power. Now, imagine if Marvel decides to bring Edward Norton back to play Maestro. Yes, that Edward Norton who was Bruce Banner before being replaced by Mark Ruffalo. I don't know about you, but I would love to see that metalinguistic move. And before I forget, Young Avengers. Yes, the leaked illustration shows Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, Kamala Khan, and Billy Maximoff gathered together. So far, nothing too shocking. But who shows up among them? Peter Quill. I don't know what he's doing there, but it could be a hint that Marvel has plans for him in this new lineup. And the weirdest part, Dupe. Yes, that weird character from the X-Men. If he really is in the MCU, I officially give up on understanding anything. Finally, we have a possible variant of Black Panther. T'Challa's future in the MCU has always been a big question mark since Chadwick Boseman's death. But if a variant of him really shows up, that could change everything. The question remains whether this is a path that Marvel is willing to take. Now, if after all this, if you haven't liked or subscribed yet, I can only conclude that you want me to take control of the entire multiverse to force every living being to watch this channel. And believe me, I'm totally capable of doing that. But to avoid all that chaos, it's much easier to click the button and help me take over the YouTube algorithm. See you in the next video.
You won't believe it, but it seems that I might actually be out of the Fantastic Four. Yes, friends. My own casting as Reed Richards has generated unbelievable buzz. And, I even understand I'm in everything. I open the fridge, and there I am. I turn on the TV, and there I am again. I open Instagram. Guess what? But is my omnipresence a problem for playing the greatest genius of the Marvel multiverse? Hold on to that question, because I'm going to tell you everything. I really hate having to ask this, but we know how it works. If I don't say it, no one will subscribe. And even less give a like. So let's go. Click the subscribe button and leave a like. Because if you don't do that, I'll hack your streaming algorithm and replace all your favorite movies with all the productions I've ever done. Want to watch an emotional drama? There I am. Want a sci-fi? Me again. A romantic comedy? Surprise. Subscribe to me quickly before your recommended list turns into a big special. Pedro Pascal. Getting back to the topic of the video. First of all, let's talk about my background. Ever since I played Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones and had one of the most shocking deaths in TV history, my career took off like a rocket. Then, I ended up in Narcos. Then I became a cowboy with a whip in Kingsman, a Mandalorian with a helmet, a megalomaniac villain in DC. And recently, I played Joel in The Last of Us. And that's not counting the movies and series where I just had a small role, because it seems like Hollywood has a secret rule that forces every director to call me for any available part. And now I'm cast as Reed Richards, the leader of the Fantastic Four. But the question that remains is, am I the right choice? The main criticism is that my image is saturated. People can't see a character anymore without seeing Pedro Pascal first. And is that a problem? I don't know. But if even the mustache has become its own character, maybe we have a serious case here. Speaking of mustaches, that's another controversy. Reed Richards has always had that scientist vibe. Serious genius with his head in the stars, and zero understanding of social interactions. The guy who can create a time machine but doesn't realize when someone is hitting on him. But me, I'm the guy with the little mustache, charming, with a mischievous smile. And apparently, getting rid of this mustache is out of the question. Some say my agent put a mustache protection clause in the contract. And look, if Marvel doesn't want to pay $1 million fine, they'd better accept me just like this. Now, there's another important point. The future of Reed Richards in the MCU. Since we're talking about the multiverse, Marvel can very well bring in multiple Reed Richards into the storyline. The Council of Reeds is a real thing in the comic, and if they want, they can bring in the other actors who have played the character. This means that my presence could just be a piece in the puzzle, and not the main Reed Richards, who will stay in Universe 616. Can you imagine how crazy that is? In the end, my casting for the role could be a sure hit or a big experiment. But I'm ready to prove that I can disappear into the character and deliver the best Reed Richards possible. I can promise you I won't embarrass myself with a John Krasinski version. I can promise you that. And look, if you don't leave a like and subscribe, I'm personally going to knock on your door with my Mandalorian helmet and recite every line from The Last of Us until you give in. And believe me, I have time for that. Now tell me, do you think I'm the best Reed Richards, or do you already have another name in mind? Comment below.